Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back for another week. I'm Mario Benitez.
And I'm Jose Ortiz. And today we're going to be discussing bosses at work who expect way too much and why certain people in our community think that therapy just isn't a thing.
Yo, they always think it's El Demonios. This is another Saturday Gigantic.
People just be taking their jobs too serious.
You know what it is, though? I get how some people, that's their thing, you know?
Yeah.
Some people, if that's their only thing, like, we got other things we put time into.
Yeah.
So, and, like, we're trying to at least follow, like, the passion and the love and still doing it while we're still trying to make survival tickets from a job or part-time sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But, like, once you just take this shit too serious, man, you're just not realizing the bigger picture, how we're all just cogs in the machine. It's like...
It's the oldest story in the book, though. Like, come on, man. Don't bring whatever you got going on at home to the workplace. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
A lot of people just bring it to the workplace because, like, you could take the job as serious as you want to. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking your job serious. But it's the fact that you want to be miserable.
Yeah.
And now when you come off like, oh, you know, like you want
angry and bitter,
like you
and
want to
like...
make my life hard because you think that I got it a certain way or that you don't got it as good as me. Like, I've had some real haters in the workplace do funny shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, go back to bosses and like, yo, you know what they're doing over there? Like, our job?
Yeah.
Like, just because our job is easier than, in your eyes, easier than yours, you want to go complain about it. Like, we had older cats in, you know, my current job that would, you know, hate on the younger dudes and, you know, just end up going back and like talking to try to like get schedules changed and all sorts of weirdo shit. And you're just like, come on, bro. Like, you could be doing what I'm doing too, but you're just a goofy.
Yeah.
You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to go. You just want to get paid what I get paid for while you do your job. Like, there's levels, you know, like certain types of certifications and stuff when you're in the tech world. You know, like, you have to, like, you're a level 1, you're a level 2, and that comes with certain pay grades. And they just look at it like young dudes, yo, what, this guy's straight out of college and he's getting paid more. Like, so what?
Yeah, that whole thing, like, you know, I've worked in, like, unions before, and it's like the whole, what's that shit? Like, seniority?
Yeah.
Like, the way somebody with, like, seniority looks down at somebody coming in.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, I understand you've been here, and this is, like, respect, because I don't disrespect nobody.
Yeah.
But it's the way that people think they could talk to you.
Yeah.
And, like, look down on you, like.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, man. Like,
I keep it I keep it a buck. The second I get disrespected, I'm disrespecting everybody.
Yeah.
Because
same here.
Because here's my thing. It's like, if you want to kick the seniority shit, then I want, like, all right, if we're kicking seniority, you can't kick seniority to me if I gotta hold the older people's hands at the job. If you gotta have me teach them the same thing 500 times, if I gotta go and do overtime because they don't trust that person working alone, if I gotta go and handle something because I'm more able because my fucking technical skills are different, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's the seniority? Like, that doesn't make sense. Oh, just because they've been here longer? Like, nah. You got me doing all this extra shit. That don't matter to me now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you're going to play the game where it's like, you know, I'm going to get the early vacation picks, or I'm going to be able to get, you know, better schedule picks, whatever the case may be. Like, they should be able to do the same level as work as me then, right?
Yeah.
So don't ask me to do no overtime. Don't ask me to train nobody. I just act like, nah, man, I'm not doing that.
Bro,
sorry,
I'm a legit psycho with shit like that, because, like, I get how they want to have some type of structure to the work system and shit. Mm-hmm. But yo, even like things like somebody telling me, oh, you can't go on vacay at this time. That shit makes me go, man, suck my dick. Like, I got somebody trying to tell me I can't go. Get the fuck
like,
out.
Yo,
I'm
gonna go no matter
what. I'm grown.
So if y'all, I'm gonna go no matter what.
Like, yo, and I understand that you need to play like the whole game, but this game needs to be revamped. We need the PS6 of this fucking work game right now.
Yeah.
Because we're on rules that came out. the Unreal Engine we're playing on came on PS1, bro. Like, we need some new graphics to the workplace because this is some bullshit.
Yeah, nah, that's not the way it goes, man. Like, I've been screwed from going to certain events last minute. Like, where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, like, we can't approve the day because this guy called out of this, and this. And I'm smart enough to be like, you know what? I'm going to make the right decision, and I'm going to be mad about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they could screw me over when it comes to certain jobs. You know what I mean? When I was at that particular job, I knew that they could really just be like, all right, well, you want to do that, then we're going to make your life hard. We're going to give you a shitty schedule. You're going to have to travel further. Like, I didn't want to deal with that annoying shit.
Yeah.
But it's certain also just, it's in consideration and certain expectations. Like, a lot of jobs have certain expectations that are just crazy unrealistic.
Bro, and it's like, how you giving me these expectations when the job itself would shit on you? They don't even play by these rules.
Yeah.
You know how many people I've seen, you know, when I used to work for like a network and shit, and dude, people that gave their youth to this place just gone, nothing, and then now there's
severance package is trash.
Yeah, dude, terrible, especially for fucking the times that it happened to them, and then cutting benefits, making people daily hires. Yeah. I'm talking about for major top 4.
Those are the ones who do it the most.
Yeah, media companies, and it's like, I just don't know how, you know, I don't know what the solution is because it doesn't feel like too many people like myself, like I just can't take pride in a job no more. It's I get I'm doing the work and I need to make money sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
There are a lot of jobs where people have a good setup, people have a good, you know, foundation, they have good people around them. There's a lot of good places like that. But there's certain places that you definitely just expect and it's true. You expect it and it happens. Like, everybody here has been a doorman at one point or another.
Yeah.
Like, Matt behind the camera has been he's a doorman right now. You know what I'm saying? He's in that world. Mario used to be a doorman and I was a doorman. And I'll never forget when I was hired as a doorman. Like, it was my boy Albert who he was leaving that job. And it was like a family thing. Like, he had uncles who had worked there, you know what I'm saying? And then I'd done relief work for him a few times when he went away. And because of that, I was a shoo-in. Like, they just basically were like, oh, okay. Like, when Albert was on his way out, I took his place and they trusted me or whatever. But I remember the boss having a talk with me and she's like, you know, Jose, we're really happy to have you in the building. Just to give you a brief breakdown. And she's like, you know, we've had robberies in the past, you know, between the 2 doors at the entrance. And, you know, that's why we have a doorman on, you know, somebody was robbed with a gun. And I'm like, so you think I'm going to do something? Yeah. Like, so you think I'm going to do something about that? Like, I'm just going to watch this. Like, I'm not going to intervene. Somebody got a gun. Yeah. I'm a doorman. I'm not a security. I don't got my own hammer. I don't got nothing like that. I got a tie. You know what I'm saying? I got a tie in my feet so I can run. And it's an all-glass door. Like, you could see me. It's not like I'm hidden. You remember that building? Yeah. It was right there. It was like a tiny little spot. And I'm like, yo, like, the audacity, like, to hire me and tell me straight up, like, oh, I know you're thinking that a doorman being on the premises is going to stop somebody from doing that. But that's not how that be working. Yeah. You're just asking for me to get pulled into some shit. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that I don't want to do my job or that I don't take pride in my job, but I'm not risking my life for that. Like, you need to get some surveillance. You need to pay a security guard or something. Get armed security. Like, you talk about people, there have been several robberies. Somebody had a weapon pulled out on them. I'm like, all right.
They ain't trying to give me nothing, no gun or nothing.
Like, you don't give me a bell or something.
Some mace. I mean, yeah.
Give me
somebody got a gun.
I gotta just scream mad loud. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be with the person. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could swing for my life. You know what I'm saying? Try to crack someone's jaw. It ain't gonna work out that way. It's not a fair fight.
And if you got shot, they probably wouldn't even pay for your fucking medical.
Oh no, they
wouldn't even pay for like workers' compensation. It'd be you know how much paperwork you'd have to go through that?
Bro, they'll give my tie to the next new dude. Yeah. Like, they're not gonna do nothing for me. That's what I mean by expectations, because that's like a little, you know, that's a doorman job, and this was like a no union. There was no union. It was just like a little, real estate spot who had, spots on the Upper West, and they were just paying for the doorman salary straight up. It wasn't like a big thing behind it. So it's like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, just the audacity to ask that of somebody though. Mm-hmm. It's like, are you this oblivious?
Yeah,
so like this is 2024, dude. That's like the last job I had. I got hired with like a shaped up beard, Mm-hmm. Especially at work, I try to keep it sometimes clean, but I got hired with a big beard, right? And I asked, like, do you care about that? Because I'm not shaving my shit. Mm-hmm. And then when I finally got hired, they're like, yeah, you got to shave it. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no. It's 2024, my man.
Like, what?
I was like, you think this shit is the 60s? Like, it's some shit. Like, I'm in a doo-wop band. I'm going to be clean. Like, dude, I got tattoos and shit. Like, none of that shit matters no more. Yeah. Like, you bugging if
That's why I don't show my tattoos at any interview. Because you can't be prejudiced about it. You know what I'm saying? You can't like not hire. Have selective, yeah, they could easily in their minds be like, well, we're not getting this guy. He was great, but fuck his tattoos. Like, he looks like a gang member. Yeah. So them shits is covered until I get that official, yo, it's yours. And then I go to work with the polo on. Not a polo, but a fucking collared shirt. And it's all on blast. Like, yeah, that's... Can't do
welcome.
Shit. Now fire me over that.
You think tattoos are still viewed, like, in a negative light?
By older people.
I feel like it has to be
some
accepted,
older people
though. Because dude, you got people with tats across every field now. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's like if you're looking at that, and like I do kind of miss the days where you could kind of see somebody's tats and you're like, oh, they might be into this kind of music or whatnot.
Yeah,
like you could tell somebody back in the day.
Oh yeah, now everybody just looks like a fucking. Everybody has the same designs and shit.
Yeah,
yeah. Like I could before you could kind of pick a hardcore dude out in the street. Be like, oh, that dude, that dude he be fucking with shows. I could tell he be hitting some dirt, because they had a certain type of outfit.
Yeah.
And tattoos now, that shit is just like, that's like regular Williamsburg shit.
Yeah, style too. Like I've seen motherfuckers where I swore, like I've spoken to like guys and girls that I'm like, yo, I feel like maybe you'd be into a certain music because of a look. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, what is that? I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here.
That's the corny shit.
Why are you wearing a fucking like a band T-shirt even? Like people do that.
That's a corny ass. I hate that shit. It's not like I'm trying to. I don't care enough to like even talk about that randomly. Like it just never even comes to mind. Yeah. But that when you bring it up, it's like it is corny. Like people who like the whole goth shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people who dress goth. You supposed to be listening to that music. That shit's a real. That's a subculture, dog. Like a whole subculture.
You don't even like 9 Inch Nails, and you're wearing that.
Like no, that look. That not even that. You're talking shit like fucking, Depeche Mode and like old goth bands and like
the 80s.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then like when it comes to the newer ones, like fucking
Twin Tribes.
Yeah, like
Twin Tribes is awesome. Though.
But it's like it's weird. Like that's a subculture. Like you're supposed to, you have to listen to the music. Like people have to. Do you have to listen to goth to dress goth? Like yes.
I mean, it's like it comes. I guess you don't, but it kind of like.
Nah, you do. That's like I'm sorry, you do. That's yeah. Stop that corny right? shit, man. You do, right. You do. That shit is corny. Like you can't go to like it's like imagine going to a goth party, right?
Yeah.
And dressing goth and then not knowing shit about the music, not knowing who's performing, not knowing why this song that just came on is so ill.
You just like the aesthetic?
Yeah, you're just there to fucking look cool and kind of blend in. Like, that shit is... There was once upon a time you fucking called a poser for that kind of shit.
Yeah, dude, that word poser does not exist no more.
Yeah, like I said, like I'm not the person who makes that decision. It's my opinion. Like, yeah, it'd be nice if...
Nah, there's a lot of posers out there, bro.
Yeah, it'd be nice if people actually listen to the shit.
There's a lot of posers, bro.
Like... Bro, we're from the Upper West Side and Harlem, okay? There was nobody out here rocking Slipknot shirts in the 90s. It just, like in 98, 99, it just wasn't a thing.
No.
There wasn't people rocking Led Zeppelin shirts and True Religion jeans. Never happened.
Nope.
That was never it.
Rocking a Misfits shirt.
You know what I'm saying? When that shit started getting thrown into Urban Outfitters and everything, then it became a part of the outfit because, that design is tough. It is like, cool, do you. But I remember when I used to roll through with fucking band shirts, and dudes would be looking at me like I'm bugging. Like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, I like the music. Like, what the fuck? And now you could just rock that shit and kind of look like looking like a metalhead and shit is the like that's ill now.
Yeah,
That's corny.
It's just a style.
Yeah,
it's not like it's not nothing you really feel.
Yeah,
which is fucking weird. I just don't get that shit.
Yeah,
I see it all the time though. I've seen people with Misfits shirts in the hood, and I'm like, I don't even listen to the Misfits, but I know if you do, you should be into a certain type of music. So I can converse about a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I'm not a Misfits fan.
Yeah.
So I brought it up, and they look at me like, no, I'm just just Misfits. I'm like, oh, like, you don't even know that's a fucking band?
Like, you don't think that means... So you think that just means that you're a part of the
Misfits?
First of all, no,
badass.
Yeah, that's mad cheesy. That's what I'm saying. That's mad cheesy. That's goofy shit.
I'm just a misfit.
That's goofy shit. That's like, you would never see a kid who wasn't into, like, hood shit dressed like the hood, like a hood dude in the hood. Yeah. Back in the day, that wasn't a common thing. Skateboarders look like skateboarders and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Dudes who listened to hip hop, you knew them from a mile away. They were rocking fucking shirts and pants 4 times their size, throwback jerseys, Timbs, fucking Uptowns, all that, do rags. Like, that shit is a part of what came with the culture. You know, and that goes for metal, punk rock, whatever. There's a look that goes with the sound. That's all it is. Punk rock dudes look like punk rock dudes. You were in that scene. That's what it was. It was like it was attire. And that goes for everything, bro. Basketball players, you can tell when someone's a baller. They wear their fucking shorts a certain way. They lace their shoes a certain way. Maybe they're rocking a particular type of shoe. You know what I mean? Maybe they're always walking around with a ball. When, like, you know what I'm saying? And they just dribbling around the way. You always knew that dude who was always, while we were chilling on the block, he's coming home at like 7 at night with the hoodie on, the shorts, bouncing the ball, says what up to everybody.
That was a lot of our friends.
The dude that, we knew mad dudes who would do that, and they were coming from like after school games and shit. They'd come and kick it real quick and then go back home. But now, like, you see dudes, like, you see a dude walking with a skateboard, you don't know if he actually rides a fucking skateboard. You know what I mean?
Posers, bro. And you can't call them posers no more.
It's poser
shit. It's just accepted. It gets me fucking mad.
Yeah, it's not even, it's an innocent thing, bro. Like, nobody's here trying to really insult and attack anybody.
We just calling you a poser.
It's just goofy. You know what I mean? That's all. It's not crazy.
I went to high school with a kid who always brought his guitar to school.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know how to play guitar.
Come on, bro. Bro, I'm sorry. Back then, you should have got jumped for that. Back then, you get your ass whooped for that, bro.
Yeah, nah.
That shit, but it's accepted now. You know who's the biggest poser, bro? And it's actually easy to make fun of him because, like, it's just easy. But it just gets me mad how much of a fucking poser the whole thing was, and it's just accepted. And the crowd, he still gets a crowd, is MGK, bro.
Oh, my God.
Bro, MGK...
Listen.
And I'm going to say this. He's a poser either in 2 ways, right? Because me and you, when we came up, right, we always looked like metalhead hood dudes, right? We were always usually a little too hood sometimes, even though there was a lot of hood dudes in the New York hardcore scene. But we always usually looked a little more hood for metal shows, and usually a little too metal for the hood. We just, it was a mix. That's what we did.
Well, I mean, a perfect example is when we first started going to shows, we were rocking long white tees, fitteds, and baggy jeans and shit. We were just dressing the way we dressed regularly. It wasn't like we transformed what we started wearing.
Nah.
But automatically, we were asked if we were part of a crew that was like from Queens. There was already like a group from Queens who dressed like that. Like there was mad kids in the hardcore scene.
Yeah, there was a lot of. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there was mad dudes in the hardcore scene, not only in New York but in Jersey, who used to roll through in baggy clothes and jerseys and do rags and shit. That shit was common in our city. That was something you saw pretty often. There was mad hood dudes from the BX all over the place in the scene. But then you look at, like, I don't know if I don't know enough about. I'm glad I don't know enough about MGK to know if he's a fucking poser or not. But
what I'm saying about
hood metal don't look like it feels like people are trying too hard. Is what you mean?
He was either he's a poser on both ends to me because when he was just doing hip hop, his whole aesthetic was that.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So either you a hip hop poser or you a metalhead poser.
Yeah.
Or you just confused or some shit, because you don't have to do one thing or the other to be anything.
Right.
So to me, I always looked at it like that because of how we came up.
Right.
It was like I just looked the way I look.
Yeah, it never switched up.
Yeah.
I was wearing pants that were too baggy, dragging on the floor, getting mad dirty and shit. I was doing that years. I did that through the whole time I was in the hardcore scene. I never
Tim's, fucking baggy jeans, a baggy ass band tee, and a fitted. That's how
it was just regular shit. It's nothing crazy. We didn't start nothing. You know what I mean? It wasn't like we were setting a trend or nothing. It's just that now it just comes off. It just comes off kind of goofy. That's all I'm saying, man.
It's just poser shit is accepted everywhere, bro. It's just accepted.
The P word.
Yeah, I just don't know, man. And it's like, there's no way to course correct it.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, if there are people who do that, you know, this is just my opinion when I said the thing about like goth and you know whatever. That's just really what it is. Like punk rockers looked like punk rockers. If you walked through St. Mark's back in the day where there were mad crust punks, you knew they were crust punks by the way they were dressed, by the patches on their vests, by the fucking shit they had on. It was clear that they were punk rockers. Some of them could have been posers. That's an ongoing joke for years. A lot of the jokes that people had is like, oh, a lot of those dudes are rich and they just choose to live on the street or whatever. They're like, they want to be, you know, in the punk rock scene really bad. Like, I don't know that because I wasn't like going to shows and shit in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? But you can tell when someone's into something or rocks a certain, you know, style of music by what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm expecting that if I see someone in the street rocking a Buried Alive shirt, they're a Buried Alive fan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's all. Like, that's kind of, oh shit, yo, you like that band? That's cool.
And that's very, you know, even though it's bigger now, more accepted, but it's still a very niche genre of music.
Yeah.
So if you're wearing something and it's like you don't even know about it, that's just weird.
Yeah, it's real goofy, man.
Dude.
It's just
don't be a poser. That's my message of the day.
Yeah, man.
Don't be a poser, bro. Yo, so you actually just in Chicago, right?
Yeah. I went out there to kick it with our boy, John Detafall.
Nice.
Well, we the whole clan, we have a bunch of friends out there.
Yeah.
So they were doing a weekend tour. It was Detafall and our boys in another band named Cuss.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was Cuss is awesome, man.
Cuss killed it, man.
I haven't got to see them live.
Yeah, it was cool because the lineup was like, they're not a very like, they're a heavy band. Yeah. They're very heavy, but they're more like, you know, kind of like
grungy, right?
Grungy,
say like
yeah.
Grunge,
heavy grunge, droney,
yeah.
kind of, you know, some doom elements sometimes it feels like. Because my boy LaPinto, man, he's the drummer to Cuss. Yeah. Crazy heavy-handed drummer, man. Had me wanting to get on a kid again, yeah. So, you know, shout out to those dudes. We've been going out there for years. You know, it's come up a few times on the podcast, but, you know, we've been going out to Chicago since like 2007, 2006 or something like that.
Wasn't it? I think it was the first time we went out there was for Robot Mosh Fest, right?
Yeah, we went out there for Robot Mosh Fest, which was thrown by our friends, you know, people that we're now friends with. And, you know, we got cool with a bunch of people. It was just a lineup that we couldn't resist. It was like a bunch of bands that we were into. And, you know, our boy Albert was like, yo, let's go out there. Yeah. You know, so we mentioned him here before, but, yeah, you know, he was just kind of, he geared the plan like, yo, let's try to make that happen. And we all just trekked it out there. And, man, we ended up being real tight with these dudes.
Yeah, it's crazy how that worked out because we went out there just like to have a good little road trip. At that time, that was very new to us, bro. Road trips and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, that was like probably the first time that I've done anything like that because we hadn't toured yet, so.
Yeah, that definitely was the first time.
Yeah, our band hadn't gone on tour yet. We'd taken drives to like, you know, Jersey and like upstate and like done camping, stuff like that. Yeah. But nothing quite like going out, you know, booking hotels to go see bands. That was our first kind of time going that far out, you know, so that was cool. And, you know, this was opportunity to kind of relive some of that. Yeah. Because we normally do an annual vacation. All the dudes get together. You know, everybody is stressed out from working all year and dealing with personal issues and everything. So we all take a week to kick it. Everybody gets reconnected, you know what I'm saying? It's cool.
Yeah, that's been an annual trip for years now. Everybody we used to you could say we all met in the music world. So a lot of band members, a lot of touring individuals we went on tour with and shit. Yeah. Like, reconnected once a year usually. Yeah. Just go fucking hang out, man. Yeah. That's like living our teens, you know?
Yeah. No,
trying to hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. So, I went out there. It was actually, we were in Chicago, and then we were in Detroit.
Oh, nice.
And then we went to Milwaukee, and then I was back in Chicago, and I just flew back. I flew back right after that. But yeah, no, it was dope. Like they did those 3 dates, so we were just kind of, in a big ass van with a TV in it,
Yeah.
watching old fucking comedies and cracking up at old funny performances and shit like that. Like 120 minutes and shit like that, like old MTV shit.
Yeah.
It was cool. But
Dude, that's like it's such a reliving of a time too, because you just think about like that's how we spent. Like when we went on tour, we had that bullshit ass TV.
Oh, but that shit was fire.
Yeah, we had a
PlayStation connected to it.
Dude, and we'd play Guitar Hero on the road. Yeah. You met us playing that, right?
Yeah, he did.
Dude, that's how you actually had. Did you get to play there?
No, your guy who played bass for you was like really good. I remember that.
Yeah, you actually you were actually there.
Oh
too.
Yeah. Lewis was who played bass for us at the time.
Yeah,
and he was on that a lot, right? Did he come on that tour?
Yeah, he was on that tour.
He was on that tour, right?
He was our full-time bassist.
Yeah.
So when we all met, that's so fucking funny, but we would really just play. I remember I lost my glasses on the road. You remember that? I was so pissed, bro. I couldn't see shit that whole time.
Damn.
You remember? I lost it. I looked out the window real quick, and that shit blew my glasses off. So the rest of the trip, like I'm meeting people, I'm just totally can't see them. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I couldn't even play Guitar Hero really because I had to get back close to the little ass screen. Bro, funny ass memories from tour, man. Yeah. Going to the Midwest though was always a fun road trip.
Yeah, it's not that far. You could get out there like in 10 to 12 hours if you don't got traffic and you just kind of.
Once you get out, once you passed Pennsylvania and Ohio, you feel kind of in the clear.
Yeah, PA is the longest because it's like 4 hours just to get out of PA.
Bro, you like, I'm still in PA right now.
Yeah, driving through PA is crazy, bro. That shit be feeling
random ass towns and shit.
Yeah, but it's always a dope time. Me and Al, we recorded every set pretty much.
Nice.
A lot of dope reactions. The funny shit is that we ended up in this place called Crowfoot. The Crowfoot Ballroom in Pontiac, Michigan.
I thought you ended up in like a fucking native land. Like I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I went to some native land, bro. You did a ceremony.
We had this spot called the Crowfoot Ballroom, and I'm just kind of walking around, recording shit, and I see like a wrestling ring. I'm like, the fuck? What's this? And that shit says mad big JCW. Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
No, you guys, really?
They were having a whole event that same night as like Dead to Fall and shit are playing in the other room. They had the downstairs other space that had like it was the fucking most random. I did not expect this. There's a bunch of
Was it really like it was Juggalos though? Like,
bro, Violent J came out. I seen him.
Oh,
Violent J from Insane Clown Posse. He hosted it, so he comes out. And he's like, yeah, this is how I like it. Real intimate, because there wasn't really that many people there. It was like just a few people that came, and it was like people in face paint and shit.
Yeah.
It was just completely shocking to me because I didn't expect it. You know what I'm saying?
You were there with the paint, dog.
Nah, man, I was there for it. Like, I got to see how this rolls out. And having been to several wrestling events, this was definitely different.
Yeah.
Like me and a few of my boys were excited about it because we're like, yo, like I want to see how this is gonna go, like how this is gonna be tonight. And it was funny because it felt like the show we were doing lasted longer. Like it was done like in an hour.
Oh, so maybe only a few matches?
Yeah, it was just, and then the turnout wasn't really too great for them, but the shows themselves were really ill. I ended up getting sick though, man.
Oh yeah, you caught the.
Yeah, I caught the vid.
The vid 24, man?
Yeah, it's still lingering, bro. I wasn't even thinking about that anymore, But, yeah, I ended up getting this shit had me out of commission for like a week and a half.
Oh, so it hit you hard?
Yeah, it hit me pretty hard. I'm not going to lie. Like, as soon as I got back, I had already been complaining about, like, my throat. And I'm like, damn. But then I'm on the plane, and I knew I was fucked up when the lady was like, do you want something to drink? And I'm like, oh, do you have hot tea? Like, I needed tea, bro, because I left my hoodie in my carry-on, and it was overhead already. I didn't want to like go and open the shit and
make a scene.
Yeah, so I didn't have a hoodie. I'm freezing with a t-shirt on, and I'm like, damn, everybody around me looks good. Like everybody's chilling, sleeping, listening to music. I'm like, damn, I'm sick. Like I think I'm sick, and I'm shivering on the plane. So I get that tea and I'm holding it like fucking like the Campbell soup commercials and shit.
Oh
Like,
man, yeah, you were messed up.
yeah, man, I was messed up, bro. And then I get back and I tested, and sure enough, positive, man. It sucked. Had me like, body aches, the headaches.
Do you feel like it
chills.
was worse than when you better first caught it?
It was one of the worst. I've had it like 3 times because in my line of work, you know what I'm saying? Like at the time when all of this sprung off in like 2020, my line of work was hit very hard.
Yeah.
Like, emergency services in general, anything having to do with like EMS, first responders, it was tough. So I was seeing a lot of that, and it was unavoidable. I caught it years ago. Everybody did that I knew, pretty much. But this time was definitely one. It was among the strongest. I was like, what the fuck, yo?
Yeah.
I didn't want this to be hitting me like this. Like,
yeah.
Wasn't even thinking about it.
Anytime you get sick, it's like, bro, I've been sick in different levels, like just flus, colds, shit like that, and then like real surgeries and stuff. It's like, dude, it's the worst, bro. It turns you into like a little baby. So sometimes like
yeah, bro.
fuck.
I had sweats on, a hoodie, and it's like 90 degrees when I got back, and I'm like, yo, I can't. Like, I have to stay warm. Like, I can't do nothing about this. And then like 2 minutes later, I'm taking everything off because I'm hot again. Like, it was back and forth. It sucked. It sucked.
Yeah, no, that shit is terrible.
I'm still like recovering. Like I've tested 2 times after. Perfectly fine, negative or whatever. I did the right thing and still quarantined for like a good week, and I think now the requirement's like 5 days, but yeah, I stood quarantined for a little more than a week, and made sure I didn't spread that anywhere, and I tested negative. But man, it still feels like the after effects, like the congestion and just
you still feel like a lingering cold almost, right?
Yeah, sucks. You hear it when you like talk and do vocals and stuff like that. You're like, damn, I sound crazy.
Sound like a fucking jazz singer. It's a blues. These guys. So
I went to Chicago. Oh man, cut that out.
Yeah, I gotta definitely cut that one. Fuck, man. Yeah, being sick though, man. Because I went through some shitty shit,
Yeah.
I've spoken about this before, but bro, when I went through like the hardest time, and I've never, they say laughter is the best medicine, bro. It really fucking is, because it was just, dude, and like one of the worst times of my life where I was feeling just out of it, bro. When we all hung out, we were here, and like original band members came over and shit like that.
Yeah.
It was like were you here that day?
I think I was. Was it when Drew, Mike, Dan was here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was here.
Bro, that day of laughing and making fun of shit actually, I feel like saved me. It's such a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
But I was such in a pit of fucking despair.
Yeah.
And like something that, of course maybe you would know.
Of course.
I don't share that shit much with the world. I'll share it because I'm conversing about it. But
Yeah.
I don't go type it online. I don't go do none of that shit.
Yeah.
But bro, that was in such a bad way, like mentally and fucking physically. And dude, that one day of just laughing really made me changed everything, bro.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was like the real timing of it. I started getting a little better and being able to do more things. And like I started finding some like, not everything came back to normal, but some kind of like route to get out of it.
Right.
And it was just from fucking legit, but having legit laughter.
Yeah.
Like real funny shit.
Yeah, like that that gut busting.
Yeah, that butt gusting.
Butt gusting. What is butt gusting laughter?
You butt gusting laughter? I don't want to laugh like that.
We don't want
bro.
none of that.
I never want to laugh with a butt gust.
We don't jack that.
Yeah. We gut buster. We not butt gusters.
We didn't no gut busties out here, man. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, butt gusties. Butt Gussingtons. Yeah.
But yeah, nah, that definitely helps, man.
That shit definitely helps, bro.
Yeah,
Bro.
you're in a place when you're in a place mentally where you just feel like you can't escape. That's definitely one of the better routes.
Yo, laughter, man. And like, it bugs me out that some people don't have that release, you know?
Yeah,
Like, bro, laughing is like, hey, dude, you really think about it. Sometimes you could go spurts without a real laugh.
oh
I'm
yeah,
talking about a real laugh. Like, not just some, like, oh, I should laugh at this, so I giggle.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
real laughter. Like, yo, this shit is funny, bro.
yeah,
Those shits will save the day, bro.
yeah. No, I've had some. It's crazy because when you think about it, it's true. Like you don't really have those types of like those crazy laughs that you can't breathe.
Real laughter.
We can't
Yeah.
breathe. Those are hard to come by. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't happen often.
A lot of it is like a lot of laughter, even in like me doing stand up, bro. You realize some of it, like, I mean, as a stand up, you should always be wondering, are they really finding this funny?
Right.
Like, because sometimes you could hear the difference between a laugh because they know they should laugh and
Yeah.
a laugh because it's funny.
Right.
And like, dude, a laugh because shit is funny, I'm telling you, is really the best medicine, man.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope.
Unless you really sick and need some real medicine, but you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that
Yeah,
it does help.
there's
It
some
does-
there's some
you
shit
need,
that
you need both.
there's
Don't
some
be
shit
one of them
that'll-
holistic motherfuckers that. Yeah, I got an infection and I just need a laugh. Like,
yeah, like
nah, bro.
nah. It's funny. I just had a conversation about something similar recently. I was like, yo, man. Somebody said something like, yeah, people don't want to talk about the mental health issues that go on in like, certain types of, backgrounds, like families of different backgrounds, like Latinos don't believe in like, this is what they said. They were saying like Latinos don't believe in, like therapy and like going to see, going to see a psychiatrist. They don't think that shit is, and, I was like, yeah. Man. They be thinking Vicks is gonna solve
Bro,
everything.
yo, Vicks, a little soup. Yo, here's a little salt by
a
you.
little
good?
butter.
Yeah, you good.
butter and salt.
That's what-
We put a penny in a piece of thread, like real dumb shit.
Dude, I've had like family that's, I've been at least kind of, I won't say educated enough, but I guess you could say that. But I've taken time to realize that these things do play a part in people's lives,
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been like, luckily I was mature enough to realize that, sometimes you do have mental health issues and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had family that like really dealt with it,
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, other family was just saying, "Oh, it's demonios,
Oh,
it's
my
demons,"
God.
and I'm like, "Yo, this is not what this is."
Like y'all.
I'm like, "Yo, you're thinking about this wrong, and this person needs help in this certain light."
Yeah.
And I think about like, dude, Black and Spanish people, we've dealt with the most fucked up shit from, especially coming up with our age group, from trauma from being in the hood, from food insecurity, like home insecurity and
Yeah.
shit like that. Just like seeing maybe our parents get abused, not having our father figure there. How much shit have we dealt with? And we're the ones that stray from getting help with our mental, when I think sometimes we need it the most.
Yeah.
Like, because you see, and it's not a knock, I think it's something that's good, but you see like people that may have slight issues in their lives that may be a plus to others sometimes, and they, and it's white people have done it, they've gone and they've been in that realm. I need to get, sit with a psychiatrist. I need this. Understanding that. And, everybody got problems, but sometimes that people that have slight problems, they'll at least take that precaution to help themselves.
Right.
And I respect that because, dude, our people need that shit too.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's so much trauma and fucked up shit going on in people's heads, and it's like, bro,
Yeah.
it's just nonstop. And
Yeah,
we think you could just, like I said, you could just rub fucking Vicks on your neck and you'll be okay.
Product of your environment.
Yeah.
That's what it is. A lot of times, I mean, people don't really understand that the shit that's going on around them really is affecting them. You carry that into your adulthood. It doesn't mean you got to be like violent. It doesn't mean you got to be, a toxic person. It just means that, your train of thought can easily be carried on generation after generation. If you kind of lead with that, you know what I'm saying? They just kind of made people feel like, oh, that's not like, I mean, I'm speaking from my experience. I don't think I had, except for like my cousins, I don't really know of one person in my family who's ever gone to therapy. A doctor, sure. But
Yeah.
even the doctor's crazy. My grandmother, she hasn't been to the doctor in like 30 years.
Bro, they're so
40
against
years,
that.
some wild shit. And then, like, she went recently because she wanted to get something done with her eyes. You know what I mean? And it was like, yo, you don't have to be scared. You could go to the doctor. Like, you have to, you gotta go to the doctor, ma.
Yeah.
Like,
I tried to explain that to the elder generations, like in our families and shit, because it's like you don't realize that one small thing that you can take care of today can snowball into just so many more problems. And it's also like, I get how, like, if you're at a certain age, medicine wasn't caught up to where it was back in the day.
Right.
So you think that certain things you don't even got help for.
yeah.
Like, dude, you know, if you go back far enough, there's how many medications didn't exist?
Yeah.
But we're in 2024. There's a lot of things out there, man. From mental health
Yo.
facilities to real medical fucking and medicine
True.
and shit.
Like, I watch Game of Thrones and I watch House of Dragon and shit. I'm like, yo, half of what's going on in this whole season, they would have been good with one tube of Neosporin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, my man suffering from some crazy dragon birds. He would have been good in, like, the burn unit.
Yeah, today they would have helped
But
him easy.
but you see how different the times are.
Yeah.
Like, those doctors, those people who put their life to, like, you know, fucking learn all this and, like, learn the science behind it and, like, really care for other people, that's a big deal. Because there was a point in time where it just was not an option.
Nah, dude, and it wasn't long ago that it wasn't an option.
Yeah.
I think about that, me being diabetic. Insulin was created in 1941.
Look at that.
Before that, you just had a death sentence.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, good luck.
Yeah.
But that's not long ago. That's 2 generations ago. And it would have been like, yo, good luck. I don't. Yo, yeah,
Peace.
yeah, rub some Vicks on that. Like,
Yeah,
that shit didn't even exist. Vicks
Vicks
didn't even exist. So you asked out. So yeah, you gotta respect the time in that sense, you know.
Yeah.
I say this shit too, bro, and I've never gone to no fucking therapy, bro.
I mean, but here's the thing. It's kind of like, even realizing it and even understanding it and really coming to realization of what it is that's going on in your head, sometimes that's enough to kind of guide you. You know it's there.
Yeah, when
There's
you
people
become
who live with it and don't know why they're like that.
when you could observe it,
Yeah.
because some people can't observe it. There's too in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell when you're depressed or, you know, a lot of people, not everybody, but I know that I could tell when my mind is drifting a certain way or going a certain place because of a story I might have done or something I might have read, and I'm like, nah, I gotta chill. Like, I gotta pull myself back from this. But not really knowing that could be dangerous. It could be detrimental.
Yeah,
You
you
know
just
what I'm
don't
saying?
realize that your behavior is dictated by these things, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like sometimes you gotta be an observer of yourself to realize the good and the bad, you know?
Yeah. It's also just keeping an open mind. Like,
Yeah.
you're not a fucking doctor, so how about you don't tell me not to go see a therapist?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Like, I know you better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? You're my parent. You don't have no right to say this.
Yeah.
Your background don't have shit to do with being a doctor.
Just
And I
not
think a
getting
lot
it.
of people ain't gonna really, you know, you're not gonna talk like that to your parents. But I'm saying, that's really what it is. Like, why the fuck would I? You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I would never go to a car mechanic and be like, that shit ain't what you doing ain't right. Like, I don't know shit about cars, dog.
Yeah.
I don't. I've ridden the subway. I could tell you more about a fucking subway than I can about a fucking Acura. You know what I'm saying? I just never drove, bro. I drive. Don't get me wrong. I know how to drive. I've driven many times. I've rented cars, driven friends' cars, but I'm not in the position where I need to have a car living in the city. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I could get everywhere pretty easily. But yeah, man, that shit is kind of like, I would never tell somebody, yo, that's wrong. You know, it's the least you could do is just be like, oh, you know,
Be
well,
open-minded, like
yeah,
you said.
you know, like, do a little research on that. You know, make sure you go into the right therapist at least.
Yeah.
A lot of therapists, you know, might not be. There's people who go to therapist after therapist after therapist because they have to find the right fit. A lot of times you're not going to find the right person to hear you out the first time around. It's going to be
Somebody you
ongoing
feel
process.
comfortable with.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's nothing wrong with it. There's no knocking that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, parents need to keep an open mind about that kind of shit.
All the time. And I try to explain it as I get that, like, our parents' generation at least, and before them, it's like these people, they just, like I said, didn't exist.
Yeah.
So they look at it like, what? Like, dude, all their trauma and all this shit that they went through because everybody has shit like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was worse for them, you know.
Yeah.
But they never dealt with that either. And you see it play a role in their lives.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, there's ways to talk about this now. You
Right.
know?
Like, I mean, they gotta understand it's like there's a chemical imbalance.
That's what I try to
It's something
explain.
beyond what you're talking about. Like, okay, you know how you feel when someone passes away or when someone you experience grief? There's people who feel that or like something close to it daily.
Yeah.
Because there's something else going on. And that has to be, you know, sometimes meds are, you know, you need to have meds to kind of balance that out.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's important to take care of yourself because you pass that along to other people. You know what I mean? If you're not careful.
Yeah, I always try to explain it in that way, in that sense too. Is like the way the body can get sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like my pancreas doesn't work and produce insulin, so I need insulin.
Right.
Sometimes chemicals in your brain or your neurological patterns don't fire in the right processes.
Mm-hmm.
So you need course correction. You need a correction on these things.
Right.
And it's like sometimes it just goes back. No, it's demons. it's like oh man, I don't know. This generation is just.
Yeah, Latinos be blaming everything on demons.
Demonios, man.
Esa niña tiene el demonio. And you're like, she's like it's like a kid normally who's like hyperactive or something.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, they're not the devil. They're just a bad kid.
Yeah.
They're a badass kid who don't,
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
Bro, I gotta bring this up because I did some like funny shit. I've never gambled before.
Right.
You ever gambled?
Nah.
Or been to like a casino?
I've been to a casino. I've been to Vegas.
Yeah.
But nah, I never actually. You know what I spent when I was in Vegas?
What?
$5
On like a drink?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I went to the one spot on the strip that said like New York pizza.
Oh.
Because I was like, yo, I don't want to spend mad money right now. Like,
yeah.
I just don't. I was on vacation. I was like, I don't want to spend mad bread here. And I was just kind of looking for something to snack on. I went to a spot, fucking pizza spot, got a slice and a Coke, called it a night. I was walking through the whole strip kicking it. I had bread. I could have got whatever, but I don't drink. So at the time, like the whole turn up part of it wasn't even a thing for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I knew I wasn't gonna go over there and get twisted and do all this extra shit. But when it came to the gambling, I was like, nah, absolutely not. I do not need to pick up no.
No habit, right?
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
I've never done it. Maybe like bets, but like a couple bucks. Like I think I bet Matt before, like on a fight before, like $10.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but like, bro.
Bro.
I see how people can get addicted.
You should really see a therapist.
It's demonios. He got the demonios.
It's a demonio.
Yo, but I fucking went, and this is why I felt good because I wasn't playing with my money.
Yeah.
Somebody treated me.
Oh, so you was.
So I was gambling with the house's money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So somebody treated me there, gave me a few bucks,
Mm-hmm.
and bro, I ended up hitting. It wasn't a lot of money, but I hit close to $400
Oh.
on $40.
Ooh.
Bro, I was like, I cashed out so quick. I was like, nah, I'm done.
You would.
I was like, I'm not risking this. And then the person I'm with is like, yo, play more. I'm like, nah, I need this.
That's what we call a W.
Bro, I started thinking about, all right, today I'm gonna go get an Uber Eats order. I just thought, because I've been struggling. So I'm like, I'm not working this shit. I'm like, yo, this money.
Uber Eats order.
This money got saved me for a couple days right
Take
here.
a cab.
Bro.
Take a cab, get an order, and I'm still have $3.75. I have $3.25 left. The math starts playing again.
Bro, I had a fun weekend though, because then I go see Misery Signals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was fun. So I got this cash. I'm like, I'm gonna go. We going? Oh yeah, I want to go to a restaurant before this. I'm like,
Oh, y'all good?
go to Misery Signals. I thought about buying a T-shirt. I could have. I didn't, but I might have. And it was on the house.
Damn, I didn't think about getting merch. I got a vinyl.
Yeah, you got a vinyl.
Yeah,
But-
I actually goofed the show. I gave you you guys my tickets.
Yeah, you gave me the ticket.
Yeah.
But I could have bought it.
I wanted to go to that, but it just
Yeah, you were away.
Yeah, I was away.
You were in
When I bought
Chicago.
the tickets, I didn't know I was gonna be away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, and then I came home. By the way, our friend, Jerry gave me some fentanyl weed that night, bro.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
bro, I smoked a lot in my life. My man gave me some shit that had me going. Right?
Yes.
He gave you the
Yo,
misery
these
signals.
motherfuckers got scared from me. I got scared from me, bro. I got scared. Yo, bro, I started walking. I'm like, yo, I'm honest about my shit. I'm like, yo, I gotta sit down.
the misery signal strain.
Yo, my man gave me fucking the
year
perk
Mario
fentanyl
ended
weed.
in June.
Yo, bro, I was out of it, bro.
That's funny.
Bro, I ended up going home that night and I did some funny shit.
Did he
bro.
tell you what was in it or what was up? Like, was it a spliff or something?
I don't know. It was just weed. He said he was normal. I don't know. I've never been hit with that like that.
You know, I mean, maybe, were you tired?
You know what it is? I hadn't been smoking for a little while. I think
Okay.
I was maybe a little tired, but I was out since really early that morning.
Mm.
So it was maybe the heat. I think it was a combination of not smoking in a while.
Yeah.
Because I used to do it. You know how I used to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I used to smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
And then like now I could go on major spurts without it.
Right.
So that shit, we smoked like 2 joints, and I'm just, bro, I was really like that, bro. And I'm like, yo, and I'm like, I'm trying to be normal in my head, and I'm like, yo, I know I'm swaying right now. And I'm like, yo, I felt like you never been drunk, but yo, when you're drunk, you like trying to pick a point to go to, and you're just like, oh, I hope I could get there. Like,
Yo.
bro, it was terrible. And then, yo, so I ended up feeling better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I go home. This is a weekend of debauchery, bro. I did some shit that I never thought I'd do, bro. So I had that money, right?
Okay.
So I come home and I'm like, all right, yo, I throw on XN and XX, right? I'm about to watch some Orange, bro. And then I see this ad for a live Jasmine. It's like the webcam site. So I'm like, oh, it's super cheap. There was like a promo. So I'm like, yo, I'm like, throw $20. It says, what is this shit? I've never done that shit. I've never paid for anything like porn wise. I'd rather go, to a whorehees. Like, they fucking pay for some dumb shit like that. But I'm already home. I had the fentanyl weed.
Mm-hmm.
I just finished gambling. And I do the live Jasmine shit. And it's like, you talk to them and shit, and then you get it's like, I see how people can get addicted.
Hell no.
It was like a weekend of like realizing where people get addicted to shit. And I'm like, yo, I'm happy I'm just not an addictive personality, bro. But like, yeah, so I talked to one chick, she was bad. But I end up, at the ending of it, bro, I just end up, because I didn't have too much time, I just end up being a goofball and telling her to say jokes.
No,
So I was like, yo, it's so ridiculous. I'm like, yo, whip out your breasts and say this joke. Yo, this shit really exists. I screenshotted that
Jesus
too.
Christ.
Yeah.
Nah, man. That whole that's a rabbit hole, bro.
Bro,
Like,
kids are doomed.
Nah, that's
I just realized, like, if you're like coming up and you don't have like no real life skills to talk to girls and shit like that, or like you could be like, I went, yo, this is why people spend so much money on everything.
Yeah, nah, that shit's goofy, bro. Yeah, man, nah, that's a whole different topic altogether, bro. Like, that's a different type of gambling.
Yeah.
Like people who get used to kind of pay to play.
Yeah,
I guess
that's what they call it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of its own thing. Like that's why you see a lot of the younger generation kind of getting used to doing that.
Yeah, dude, because you look at it, dude, I've never done like some webcam shit like that before, but you look at the TikTok shit,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and it's like the same premise of sending money and all this shit. And I'm like, it's just getting people used to just such an unnatural way of connectivity.
Yeah, nah, it's a slippery slope, man. Something you don't really like. That's a whole other thing because again, it is a gamble. You have people who just like the second they get paid, they're like addicted to just like spending all their money on like their favorite person on cam, and it's weird. Like, yo, that's not healthy.
Yeah, and it's just if you can't realize that it's just like a business thing.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing,
Yeah.
It's like, bro, but yeah, one and done with gambling and webcam.
Nah, you're probably just curious. You're like, fuck, let me see what this is.
Nah, I won money, so I'm like, this money.
You splurged.
This money ain't mine. Let me fucking try things.
Yeah, but nah, that's a whole different thing. That shit is a I'm glad that we kind of came up at a time where that wasn't a thing because like now that just seems like it's kind of a way of life. Or shit.
It's just the way everything is, bro.
Yeah.
I do see gambling though. That addiction is heavy, bro.
Oh,
and they made it so accessible. The same thing, accessibility on like it's never been before.
Yeah.
Before, if you would gamble, bro, you would have to pay like a bookie on the block or something. And they'll come break your legs if you don't pay up.
Bro.
You know, like it was always like there was like some like danger in real life to that.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it's danger in real life because you could lose all your shit like that, bro.
Yeah. I had a boss one time, man, like one of my old bosses to a job I had a very long time ago. Dude was a gambling addict. Like his wife was in the middle of like divorcing him and almost got like she was taking custody of their son, and it was like a big deal. He was late on paying us a few days, like a few times, like he'd be late weeks to pay us because he was really, really on some next level, like 30, 40, 50 racks lost in a week.
And he thought he could recuperate the money.
The business sunk. The business literally got shut down. The place closed. His father had to like apologize to us, like the co-workers, because we ended up having to take like a fucking trip to Queens to another location where the father owned and be like, yo, your son hasn't paid us. And he had to be the one like, I'm sorry, and give us our pay for like 3-4 weeks worth of work. It was like,
unless you would have broke his legs.
This shit had me feeling like fucking a soprano real quick. Like I wanted to be like, yo, what are you fucking crazy or something?
You got 6 more hours.
Yeah, like,
to give you my checks.
I'm like, come on, bro. Like this, I've been grinding out here. I can't be fucking not getting paid. Like relying on
insane.
This. You know what I mean?
But those are them addictions. They could get you to that point in anything.
Yeah, not having an addictive personality is important when it comes to shit like that because now it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's in your home on your phone, bro.
Yeah, no good.
Dude, stay away from addictions, you posers. Yo, guys, that's just gonna be another fucking, shit talking podcast with us, man. We got some awesome shit coming up soon. Some cool guests, man. And Halloween's around the corner, so we got some things to surprise
out here, man.
Yo, so I've been Mario Benitez,
and I'm Jose Ortiz.
Oh, and this is Saturday Gigantic. See you next week. Peace.
Later.